What's up, World Wide Web E-Daddy? Your angry guy, back for another toy review. And since I started out Season 4, Episode 1, with the Origins Sky Sled, I figured let's keep it up with the Origins line. By today, taking a look at He-Man's trusted steed, his trusted ally, the BattleCat. We know the story about, BattleCat already by now, so I ain't got to go through all that. We know all the different backstories for BattleCat, Granger. Like I said, we're going to look at the toys themselves. Take a look at what the Mattel Origins BattleCat, compare them to the Classics one, the Vintage one, the 2000X one. Take a look at the pretty box work. Have some fun. So with that being said, here we go. Alright. So we're going to start out with the box and the artwork on the box. Right now, you had to love it right off the bat. They kept this very much true to the vintage case that BattleCat came in back in the day. You got the He-Man, Masters Universe. You got He-Man, BattleCat without his headpiece on, but sitting off to the side, Grayskull in the background. Beautifully done artwork. Version we got here in America does, of course, says BattleCat fighting Tiger. Terrifies every enemy. Removable armor and headpiece. Carries He-Man into battle. Awesomely done with that. Down the back, another great piece done. Along with showing one, how the armor comes on and off, and all the figures that were included with Wave 1. But it's got on there, strong, agile, and ferocious. The faithful BattleCat charges into battle with He-Man on his back and Skeletor in his sights. Like I said, some awesome artwork, without a doubt, on these boxes. You really had to appreciate this one. Like I said, this is if you got the one here in the States. But now, for the surprise. That's right. You surprised was the international version of BattleCat that a lot of people don't realize we ended up getting at Walmart. The Americanized version, which I just showed you, was whenever Target got them. These right here, on here, it just says BattleCat. Unlike that one, doesn't say Fighting Tiger, doesn't have anything across the top. Instead of the modern posing retro play, you've got modern posing retro play, and in 3 different languages. Same as the sides. BattleCat, that's it. No Fighting Tiger, no nothing. Get on the back. No wording for the picture. Nothing here. It talks about them modernizing it for the, new age. Also, where you see the characters on the back, on the Americanized version, they all say new for 20. Not here. Other than that, it does look like the, let's see, the yellow on BattleCat seems to be a little bit brighter, like it pops a little bit more than the American version. But other than that, it don't look all that bad. Alright, so let's start out with taking a look at BattleCat here, the Origins 1, of course. Naturally, you have to where you can remove the helmet. You can remove the saddle if you want to. Everything's much like, you know, you've seen on all the rest of the BattleCats that we've gotten through time, vintage, classics, etc., etc. Compared to the vintage, though, which is what they're trying to keep us like, you know, head sculpt very much like the vintage one, except, you know, we can at least now turn the head side to side, up and down, open the mouth up, make him roar, whatever. Fully functional on, you know, making his legs move back and forth. For some odd reason, this one don't want to. That one does. Some, you know, they kind of click in place a little bit. You got joints at the elbows. Unfortunately, you don't have the joints. And I'm looking. Yeah, you don't have the joints here on the ankles, which I thought, you know, they could have done. Because I mean, they did it with the classics. They did it. Yeah, they did it with the classics. But I mean, still, it's a nice little upgrade. The only issue I really got with this, from where they were trying to keep this vintage like, was how bright the armor and headpiece are. I mean, you know, the colors are fine. I really wish they'd done, you know, like the vintage one. They did it with 2000X. They did it with classics. A darker red, a blood red, almost like a maroonish color. This bright red didn't really kick it for me. Oh yeah, we also get to be able to move the tail up and down, side to side. That's pretty nice to just have some movement here for the Origins BattleCat. And honestly, I mean, he's not much bigger than the vintage one. A lot bigger than 2000X. Quite a bit smaller than classics, but we're to expect that. But like I said, the exception of the color of the armor and headpiece, rest of it's fine. I liked it. That right there just kind of killed it for me, though, was the armor and headpiece color. Just didn't really jive for me. Alright, so comparison time. Origins versus the vintage. Like I said, notice the color pattern, you know, yeah, you've got more detail definitely on the Origins one than on the vintage. I mean, you can see more of like what's supposed to be a hair-like look. Headpiece wise, just about damn near spot on. The one thing I did notice was, okay, with the vintage, you know, you take the headpiece off, you can see BattleCat's eyes. On here, nothing. The Origins headpiece, you've got eyes on there. Take that off, you just got little black dots for his eyes. So all in all, I mean, like I said, Origins is just a slight bigger, but I mean, in fact, they were trying to keep them to look, you know, like each other. Not bad. I done talked about the armor issue I didn't like, but other than that, not bad. Okay, now we'll compare it to the 2000X. Fortunately, I don't have the armor for my 2000X BattleCat. We do know it was like a very much darker color, much like the vintage armor is, and the classics one. At least this one, I mean, you could open his back. You had the little button on his back. You go through, make him kick his. Supposed to be able to make him kick his foot. I can get him to open up the mouth. Yeah, there it goes. Get him to kick a foot. And his head is supposed to open up and everything. Close it. All in all, though, I mean, I never was much of a big fan of the 2000X style BattleCat. Just the way they made him look and everything. So, there's a look at those two, or that one compared to our Origins. All right, so like I said, size-wise, yeah. Actually, looking at it now, I was like, Origins is just a hair smaller, really, uh, than the classics. Is a little bit, well, about the same lengthwise too. Honestly, so I mean, at least they made him, a little bit, to fit accordingly. Especially whenever you compare him to poor Cringer, how the transformation went. You see how that classics went through. Make sure you got a Cringer. So you had your BattleCat and you had your Cringer. Yes, I know Cringer is sitting on my shoulder. Figures a good place for him since I ain't got 3 hands. Detail wise, yeah, classics absolutely knocked it out of the park with that. But still, I mean, it's they did great. Adult, more of an orangish color for the striping on him. Green was, as you can tell, a little bit brighter on Origins compared to Vintage, or compared to Classics. And armor, like I said, pretty damn spot on, and did a good job on, keeping it vintage but making it look classic wise. Okay, price point wise. All right, so I know when I did the Sky Sled thing, I originally said Sky Sled was 24. Before I corrected myself, it was the BattleCat that was $25, $24.96 at Walmart, $24.99 at Target. It's amazing, a 3-cent difference, and we get also a variant. When you think about it, it was a variant right there. So honestly, wasn't bad. I mean, like I said, we're getting BattleCat. He's pretty much considered to be one of, why he's essentially a character in the Masters of the Universe lore. He's also a ride. Like I said, well done. Like we talked about already with the box and the artwork on it. Overall, it was well worth the $25 to get one. Or if you're me, have gotten 3. It's supposed to only been 2, because that's what I've been trying to do. Is get like 1 so I can have loose, and 1 I can keep in a box. However, thanks to Walmart shipping the international versions and Target getting the strictly American versions, I had to get both. But yeah, like I said, price wise is great price. Really wish I could remember what vintage ones went back in the day, but who can remember that far back? All right, all in all, you look at the Origins one, like I said, it's a great upgrade from the vintage. So, I mean, that was definitely a plus. Like I said, the only thing I really didn't care for was the brighter armor compared to the rest of the BattleCats we've gotten through time. I didn't like the fact that you couldn't move the ankles. I know they've got the technology to do it. I mean, hell, Mattel did it with the Classics one. Made to where the ankles bent too. But I mean, all in all, it wasn't very bad. Like I said, get rid of that. If they do a re-release of BattleCat for Origins down the road, hopefully they make him with darker freaking armor. Because this isn't the red, just bright red wasn't cutting it. So can't really go much better than that. So we got a good run on the rides to start with for Wave 1. So, can't argue. Alright, so, with all that being said, we've taken a look at the Origins BattleCat. We've compared him to the Vintage, the 2000X, and the Classics. Seeing what the differences was between what we had and what we've gotten and what we now have been given. So all in all, we can't really complain a whole lot, except for, like I said, the armor on him and the ankle joints. So with that being said, I'm E Daddy, your angry guy, and until next time, keep the hunt going to the toy stores, and definitely keep on collecting, so the way these lines never die.